Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into this week's wellness video. Today we're going to talk about how to handle uncertainty as we return to our new normal. Many people have experienced heightened anxiety since this global pandemic has begun. As restaurants, stores, and gyms have started opening, some people feel a sense of relief being able to get out of the house and become social again. However, not everyone feels this way. For individuals who experience high levels of anxiety, it has been a relief to have to stay inside and avoid social situations. For this reason, making the transition back into society can be very overwhelming. Anxiety makes one believe that there is a threat, so avoiding situations seems like the best way to handle re-entering the world. Doing this makes your anxiety better in the short term. However, it usually makes your anxiety worse in the long run. As Anxiety Canada explains, the best way to cope with these intense emotions is by putting yourself in anxiety-provoking situations. This may not seem like a reasonable answer. Nevertheless, by putting yourself in those situations, it makes your anxiety worse in the short term, and it usually makes it better in the long run. Anxiety Canada suggests taking a measured approach when returning to your activities, as opposed to immediately jumping back into everything outside of your home. Here are 12 guidelines and principles you can follow to help you gradually return to your daily routine. Continue following public health guidelines. The rate of reopening varies across each province. Stay up to date for when restrictions are reinstated, the course and spread of the virus, as well as the availability of testing, treatment, and vaccines that will happen over time. Make informed decisions based on local public health guidelines and not your anxiety. As we continue to reopen, your anxiety may impact your internal sense of safety, which conflicts with public health authority guidelines. Remember to listen to public health officials to make decisions about what you can and cannot do. Remind yourself of the reasons to re-engage. It's going to be anxiety-provoking when you first start doing the things you used to before the pandemic. Remind yourself of the benefits of engaging in these activities and use this as motivation to not listen to your anxiety. Identify your fears and challenge them before you start. Identify your anxious thoughts surrounding the activity or situation. Challenge those negative thoughts beforehand with realistic, rational thoughts so you can participate in a less anxious state. Start small. When re-entering into society, some activities may be more difficult than others. Start with something small that you think you will be able to do but have not tried yet. This can help build confidence and increase your motivation. Gradually work towards more difficult situations. After accomplishing small activities, choose something more difficult that will increase your anxiety and challenge yourself. Mix and match your anxiety-producing situations. If you challenge yourself in narrow situations, try broadening them. For example, if you only leave the house at specific times, try to leave the house at any time of the day. This can help you understand and learn to manage your perceived threats. Combining situations that provoke anxiety in different ways is another way to challenge yourself. Be consistent. The more often you challenge your anxiety, the more experienced you become. If you start challenging yourself, be consistent each week and increase the difficult situations over time. This allows you to learn how to manage your anxiety more quickly and effectively. Debrief yourself after doing something that makes you anxious. After an anxiety-provoking situation, compare what actually happened to what you feared would happen. The more often you debrief yourself, the more the outcomes will hopefully show that your predictions are overestimations of a threat. Don't negate your success. When you are successfully coping with your anxiety in different situations, your anxious thoughts will try to make you believe otherwise. Remember that anxiety is meant to keep you safe from danger. However, from these experiences, you are in fact able to manage them. Be compassionate with yourself and don't give up. As you continue challenging your anxiety, there may be times when it's more difficult. Reflect on how far you have come and encourage yourself to continue trying. This is also an opportunity to attempt this type of situation again with a different approach. Congratulate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back or even a hug. Challenging your anxiety and learning how to cope is hard work. Re-entering the world during a global pandemic is tough, and the dedication to challenging yourself shows how resilient you are. Overall, remember that we are experiencing a global pandemic and you are not alone. Identifying your anxious thoughts and challenging them during difficult situations can help your anxiety in the long run. Remember to continue to reach out to loved ones, make your health a priority, and practice safe social distancing. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your summer.